how's it going, everybody? Hope that you had a great 4th of July holiday weekend. I know that I sure did. And thank you so much for tuning into another Justin Daniel video. Today I'm going to talk about a company called ContextLogic. It's a company that's been generating a lot of buzz lately, and I'm sure that you've heard about it. You may know it better by Wish, ticker symbol WISH. And I'm going to tell you all about why I decided to buy this stock today, kind of what was my reasoning and what I think about the company. So please do go ahead and stick around until the end. So first, just a little bit about me. My name is Justin Daniel. This is Justin Daniel Finance, and I'm a CPA with an MBA in finance. I've been investing in stocks for many years. I am not a financial advisor though, and so everything here is for entertainment purposes only. That's the disclaimer that I gotta say, but I always think everyone should always do your own due diligence and know your own risk-reward tolerance before making any purchasing decisions. And with that out of the way, let's get right on into it. So first, I started my day by exiting a position that I had in a company called CRISPR, and that's ticker CRSP. And I'm sure a lot of you out there are familiar with this company because, it was a hot kind of company. Kathy Woods endorsed. It was a big position in Kathy Woods, especially the genomics. It was a company that has a lot of buzz behind it, but I myself just decided to take some profits. I bought, just a few weeks ago, maybe a couple of months ago, and sold for nearly a 25% profit. So I thought, hey, it's a pretty good time to go ahead and exit this position and kind of allocate it to different companies. So I did go ahead and allocate some to PaySafe and some to Palantir and some to Desktop Metals. If you know me and you've seen this channel before, you know that those are three of my favorite companies, three of my top holdings. And so I did buy some of that, but I did also initiate this new position in ContextLogic. Again, the ticker symbol is WISH. And so I was familiar with this company more recently just because it was getting a lot of buzz. A lot of buzz on places such as Wall Street Bets and on Twitter and some of these things. And, it kind of seemed like maybe it was a meme stock to me. And, I'm more of a long-term investor. I do occasionally dabble in, the meme stocks for fun. And, I do occasionally get into momentum trading, swing trading, and things like that on companies that I'm familiar with or that I think are a good company and it might be a good time to buy the stock. Now, this stock I thought was a meme stock, but looking into it further, it may be the case that this is not simply, a meme stock, just because there's people out there saying, hey, price target $69, price target $420, to the moon and all that kind of stuff. It might be the case that this is actually an undervalued company and this could be a good momentum play. This could be a good swing play. You can see here that, it did an IPO, fairly recently and the price was up, above $30 and it dropped down, it was in the 7s. Now it's been climbing back up and now it's in the 12s. And I decided to start a position today. I might add to it. It wasn't a huge position, but it was intriguing. It was intriguing to me, kind of the price action, not just because of the price action and not just because, there's got a lot of this momentum, hype behind it, but because this is a legitimate company. So you have people out here, for example, look at Gary Vee. Many of you may be familiar with Gary Vee. I'm not necessarily a follower, but I know he's got a very large presence and he's an influential kind of person. And here's what he has to say about Wish.
Wish is probably the closest thing to any kind of conceivable threat to Amazon in the world. Wish is doing $3 to $6 billion in sales.
Talking about a potential competitor with Amazon. But this seems to me more of a company that's serving more of the underserved market. There's a large total addressable market within this. And, but it's a legitimate company selling products that, you have to go on and you sign up and then you sign in and create your account and you can buy everything from shoes to, and clothes and tech and, accessories and just all kinds of stuff. Some of it is maybe more of an adult nature or maybe more of a humorous nature, kind of gag gifts and little tchotchkes and all these kind of things. But, it's an online marketplace that's growing their revenue, potentially going to be cash flow positive, but they do have revenues. They do have a legitimate site where, you buy something, it ships out to you. If you don't like it, you can, get your refund. And that's what the company essentially is. It's an online e-commerce marketplace. Okay, cool. So it's an online e-commerce marketplace, but what really intrigued me the most was something that I saw recently. Investor Peter Thiel, who's someone that I, really think is a great investor, and you can look at his track record in the early days of PayPal and being one of the, I think, the first outside investor in Facebook, and he's been in a lot of big growth companies. He's behind Palantir, which I mentioned is one of my favorite. He was heavily involved with that. So I noticed that Peter Thiel had purchased a pretty large stake recently here in ContextLogic. And his fund is Founders Fund. So you can see here, it's a pretty large amount of shares that he purchased. And there's been a lot of buying recently. I mean, look at here, the most two recent quarters, there's been a lot of buying, institutional buying and not a lot of selling, which is something I always like to see. So, I look at that and I look at there's some legitimate investors here, not only Peter Thiel, who again, he's generating a lot of news lately because he basically turned his Roth IRA into a $5 billion vehicle without having to pay taxes because it's the IRA, it's a Roth, IRA, and you don't have to pay the taxes on those. That's pretty smart, regardless of, whether you think it's right or wrong. It's definitely pretty smart, and he's somebody who makes some smart moves with his money. When I see him buying, I think it's pretty intriguing. That's what intrigued me. I see BlackRock, I see Morgan Stanley, and I say to myself, hey, this is not necessarily maybe just a meme stock. I'm not into that, but I'm just looking, hey, if there's a lot of noise, there's a lot of potentially momentum, but on top of that, a legitimate company who, has institutional investors buying. And I mean, check this out, the price target, even the price target, it looks like, showing, at least from the analyst here, compiled by MarketBeat, having a pretty good upside, almost 100% upside in the near term. So I thought to myself, hey, this might be, it's fun to get in when there's a lot of people, kind of just promoting the stock and having fun with it. Again, price target $69. The legitimacy of it being a business that's growing its revenues and, providing a marketplace for e-commerce and, has a good website or, may not think it's as good as Amazon, but it's a website where you can buy things and get them shipped to you. And it just seems like it's got the wind behind its back, maybe. So, again, I bought a small position, nothing huge. I might add to it more, however, because the more I think about it, the more I think, hey, this might be, a potential runner. This might be a potential stock that just really kind of climbs up quickly. Not saying that I have a specific price target on it, but I'm kind of going to look into it further. But I just wanted to bring this video to everybody so you could kind of just get an idea of, okay, why did I buy ContextLogic? Why did I buy Wish? Is it a good stock? I mean, yeah, it might be. This might be a good one. Again, not a recommendation. I always got to say that is my opinion. It's my, sharing what I'm doing in my portfolio. Doesn't mean that I'm giving advice to anyone out there to do the same, but having said that, I do think it's a stock that I could see running up from the current price targets, based on what the analyst price targets are, based on the institutional buying, based on even the retail excitement. So all those things kind of add up to say, hey, is this potentially a good time to buy? And I thought to myself, yeah, I'm going to get into it. I'm going to track it. I might add to it. At some point, hopefully it does run up and I can, decide whether I want to take the profits or trim it back a little bit or let it run more. I don't really have that particular exit strategy in mind, other than I just thought, hey, this looks like an intriguing opportunity at a pretty good price point. Wish I would have gotten a little bit earlier a few weeks ago when it was under 10, but having said that, I'm buying around the 12, but if it stays between the 12 and 13, I'll probably buy some more and see how it goes. So that's really all I have for you today. Just a quick video on this company. I might do a follow-up video on it at some point. Definitely would love to hear in the comments if anyone out there has bought the stock and why you're bullish on it and what your thoughts are. And also, again, go ahead and do me a favor and hit the like button and hit the subscribe. Definitely appreciate subscribers, and it helps the channel grow and get into the YouTube algorithm, but it also, will let you know if you hit the notifications button when I drop new videos. So if you like companies like ContextLogic, PaySafe, Palantir, Desktop Metals, companies like this, high growth stocks, many others that I have in my portfolio that I haven't even covered yet here on the channel. So I'm going to be making a lot of new videos, trying to drop as many as I can, at least 2 per week. Maybe I can even increase that, but I definitely appreciate all your support out there, everybody. So for those of you who do subscribe, greatly appreciate it. Love to hear some comments. Please smash the like. I'm going to log off now by saying this is Justin Daniel Finance, and you guys are all so awesome. Really appreciate it. Until the next video, I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. I hope that we all make some money in the stock market together, and until next time, take care.